Metropolitan Police Department, D.C. Police Chief Robert Contee is leaving his role for a new opportunity. Good evening. I'm Leslie Foster.
I'm Lorenzo Hall. You saw this story first when we broke the news on WUSA 9 News at 5 o'clock. And since then, we've been working our sources. And tonight, we have more brand new reporting you will only find right here. We've learned more about Chief Contee's next career move, DC's search for a new top cop, and we're hearing from the chief about his time on the job in his own words.
Now, Chief Contee's decision to retire is a big story, and we have the kind of coverage you've come to expect from this team. We start things off with Casey Nolan, who is live outside of MPD headquarters. And you've been talking to people tonight, right, Casey?
I have, talking to people inside City Hall. In fact, less than an hour after WUSA 9 broke this story, we heard two things. No one was expecting this, and everyone says this was the chief's decision.
MPD family, I want to share a bit of news with you.
An announcement from DC's police chief, Robert Contee, that few saw coming.
I was completely surprised, shocked.
I am very sad to see him go.
After more than 3 decades on the force, Wednesday, Contee announced he is retiring to take a job with the FBI, tapped by the director to serve as the assistant director of the Office of Partner Engagement, supporting local, state, and federal agencies all across the country.
I am very excited for this new opportunity and very thankful to Director Ray.
Contee's path to the top job at MPD was not typical, starting with the department as a cadet at age 17.
I remember when Chief Lanier promoted him to be the 6th District Commander, and there were a lot of folks who were concerned. The chief had a lot of faith in him, and Robert Contee lived up to that, absolutely.
Public Safety Chair, Councilmember Brooke Pinto, says Contee's rise through the ranks made him a better leader.
He has been a really thoughtful and thorough partner in a lot of different strategies as we try to improve public safety and combat the violence that we're seeing.
Sworn in as chief just 4 days before the attack on the Capitol and in the middle of a pandemic, Mayor Bowser said Contee, quote, has led MPD through an incredibly challenging time for our country. Thursday, she and Contee are expected to announce a new policing strategy as violent crime continues to spike in D.C. Contee says he will stay on the job until June 3rd.
I want to thank you for supporting me as your chief of police. And again, it has been my greatest honor.
Chairman Mendelson told me he doesn't like frequent turnover in the chief's office, but he does believe in the department behind me here. They've got good, qualified candidates, and he is hoping Mayor Bowser will look internally, Zoe, for Chief Contee's replacement.
Yeah, we know Chief Contee still has a few weeks left on the job, but we could find out who DC's interim police chief will be as soon as tomorrow. All right, Casey, thank you.
Chief Contee, of course, grew up in D.C., a son of the city, went to school here, and it gave him a unique perspective about keeping this city safe. Adam Longo continues our new reporting from this story in the newsroom.
So, Leslie, as a high schooler in 1989, then police cadet Contee felt that law enforcement was his calling. He grew up in Carver Terrace in Northeast, went to Spingarn High School, and he's done just about every job a cop can do on a police force.
Over the past 33 and a half years, Chief Contee has only had one employer, MPD, working for you on the streets of D.C., from patrol officer to police chief, a role he began just 4 days before the January 6 Capitol riots. Over the past 2 years at the helm of MPD, he's presided through that insurrection, a pandemic, and most recently, a disturbing rise in violent crime.
People are making assumptions and searching for people that are not involved.
Why somebody thought that a 14-year-old needed to lose his life.
Simple arguments, simple disputes, somebody bumping shoulders with somebody, and because somebody has a gun in that situation, they use it.
Chief Contee's outrage, a defining characteristic of his leadership style. His public pleas and passion set him apart from his predecessors. His background, too. As a young man, Contee was exposed to his father selling drugs and later abusing them. And then, while commander of the 6th District, he got a call that his father had been stabbed on the street on his way to work. He would survive, but those experiences molded the man who leads D.C.'s police force. He talked with Leslie about that just a couple of months into the job.
There's a young man at the helm who is from this city, who's experienced the worst things that one could experience in this city. Who's empathetic, who's compassionate, who's also very focused. I have been all of my life, all of my young adult life, even into now, very focused on making sure that people in our communities are safe.
Now, Chief Contee continued to have the support of Mayor Bowser and her administration despite the rise in crime here that has mirrored that of other big cities across the country. Wesley.
Yeah, we'll see who will follow at some point soon. All right, thank you, Ads.
Good to see you too. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you as well.
So Zoe and I both recently sat down to talk with Chief Contee and 6 of his officers about what it's like to serve and protect in a city under siege. Violent crime, as we all know, has shattered far too many lives in our community. Our goal was to launch something we call In Conversation, and we'll have more of our broader conversation in the coming days.
Yeah, but tonight, on the heels of the news about Chief Contee heading for a new assignment in law enforcement, we thought it might make more sense for you to hear from him in his own words. It's another part of this big story you're seeing only on WUSA 9.
My shift never ends. It's the truth. It doesn't. The phone is constantly, ringing with bad things that are happening to people in communities all across our city. So last shift for me, it's a continuous shift, really it is, and it does not stop. I have a heart for victims, for survivors, for mothers who've lost their children that I've had to stand over. And I don't care how old they are. In some instances, I mean, you get everything that you can, but the 2 people who were standing in the block when the homicide happened refused to say because, we don't snitch or, we don't do this. So that person's life doesn't matter. That's a tough thing.
Yeah, the chief goes on to talk about spending decades working to build trust and relationships in his hometown.
But the chief also talks about how, really the only way to get through this challenging time is to partner in the community with neighbors and others. And he recalled one recent exchange.
I got a hug today, too. And it's funny you mentioned that because the lady, when she was speaking, she said, years ago, I would never have hugged a police officer. So I want to treat people with the utmost professionalism and courtesy as I'm dealing with them and being very personable with them so that, our officers can see, well, wow, I mean, the chief can get hugs, I can get hugs too, and it's okay. I'm a husband, I'm a father, son, mentor to many. Inside of police departments all around the country.
Hugs and thank yous go a long way, huh? Now he's likely to continue that mentorship as he transitions to the FBI.
And again, the chief's last day with DC Police is June 3rd.
All right.